Hey, it's Roland again. On the 23rd of September 1889 in Kyoto, Japan, a 29-year-old entrepreneur by the name of Fusajiro Yamauchi started a company that would produce and distribute hanafunda, or flower carts. The name of that company? Nintendo Karuta. Flash forward to the mid-20th century. Business was well, but playing cards just don't put bread on the table, so they diversified to toys. It made sense. Their standing as a card distributor gave them connections to several stores that could also house toys. This is the famous era of the company where we get the Ultra Hand, the Love Tester, and the Ultra Scope, among other things. They saw success in branching into the toy market, but the biggest shift in the company was yet to come. From the 70s into the 80s, video games started to gain major traction across the globe as a form of entertainment. So naturally, Yamauchi's company, now simply called Nintendo, dabbled in the new medium. Little did they know, the innovations they came up with would soon catapult their company into a new era where they were not only primarily a video game company, but widely revered as the greatest. Nintendo was really on the up and up with their innovations to the burgeoning world of video gaming. There was only one problem. How the hell do you market this thing? It's always great to look back on a time when something was new and exciting, when the game was changing and something new was being introduced that was going to change the face of the future as we know it. That is, unless you're the poor sap who's got to sell the damn thing. Yeah, Nintendo had some experience with interfacing with the general population. You can still find some old commercials of the stuff they did before video games. But going from marketing a toy to marketing a video game is like going from marketing a rag doll to a living, breathing child. How do you do that? What I'm getting at is, it is hard to make a commercial. There are so many moving parts that you gotta keep in mind. What's your angle? What's your audience? What are current trends you can capitalize on? What are the legal parameters of the thing you're trying to sell? Add on to that the fact that most people don't even know what it is you're trying to sell, and if they do, they probably don't have a very favorable opinion of it since the market crashed not too long ago, and you got a long road ahead of you. But that's what makes them so interesting. All this is just an excuse to say that I want to watch some old Nintendo commercials, you dig? But let's add a little spice to the souffle. Let's remove the luxury of language comprehension. I want to see how Nintendo is marketed outside the good old US of A. I invite you to sit down with me as we watch some good old-fashioned non-American Nintendo commercials. And by non-American, I mean mainly Japanese, and by Nintendo, I mean mainly Mario. Them's the breaks. Let's go! I found most of these commercials archived on the channels Japan Commercials for U2 and Vinny64, so if you want to watch some more, go give them some love. Vinny64 in particular uploads these collections of commercials from different countries so you can actually see some of the differences, which I think is real cool. So, without further ado, let's kick things off with one of the best commercials of all time in my opinion.
新しい冒険が今始まろうとしている。愛よ、勇気を奮い立て。僕らはマリオと強くなる。テクニカルファンタジーゲームスーパーマリオブラザーズ3。
Oh, I love this. In the Famicom, Super Famicom era, you had a lot of these flashy, grand animated adverts to sell the games, and they sometimes showed gameplay, but that wouldn't really get the point across. You can't really showcase a game's controls or its level design in a commercial. Well, you can, but it's hard to translate that to a general audience. So instead, they lead you in with the magic of it and have you stay for the tightly made game. You're not just playing some silly game where some random portly dude in overalls really hates turtles. You're a hero, saving a princess from the evil Koopa. I think this Mario 3 ad does a really good job of showcasing that angle, and it's an angle that really works for the stuff Nintendo was making. I also just love seeing animated Mario stuff in this style. It's like the old artwork by Yoichi Kotabe is coming to life. Hell, he might even be the one who animated this, what do I know? It feels like a trailer for a Mario movie. Speaking of which, you remember the Mario movie? No, not that one, silly. No, I'm talking about the animated one. Yeah, that one. Here's an advert tie-in for that movie where they're advertising ramen. Not really much to this one. I'm pretty sure they just use clips from the movie. Yeah, they advertise ramen in the actual movie. Times were weird back then. Man, it has been a hot minute since I have seen the Mario anime movie. I'm lying, I watch it every night. Back to the meat of it. Look at this one for the original Famicom. It's kind of weird seeing King Dedede, Bowser, and Wart just casually singing together. Yoshi and Zelda, though, makes perfect sense. Guys, look out! You're gonna get crushed! And you left Wario behind. What kind of monkey show you running here? So I guess this is from later in the Famicom's life cycle, showing that Wario and Link just barely made it in with Wario's Woods and a special version of the original Zelda, I think. A little known fact, Link and Wario, real good pals. I'm finding a lot of commercials from the early days that are using characters from a specific game to sell other products. I'm not sure why. I guess Nintendo was still in the establishing phase as a company and just wanted to garner more recognition from people. I don't know. Not that they don't still do that, but I'm just surprised by how much I'm finding. We have one advertising a desk light. Mario's gonna punch Bowser. Bowser gives him flowers. Mario take the flowers and come to terms with the fact that he was the bad guy all along. We've got a few live action ones, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't pay much attention to them. A man eats some pellets and flies away, and this guy's real angry about something. Check this one out from France. It's mainly just gameplay from Mario 3, but with a few original animations cut in. They're definitely not as polished as some of the ones from Japan, but they're really cool to see. Look at this lumpy Super Show looking son of a gun. But the star player here is definitely the music. Never before has Mario 3 been so groovy.
Super Mario.
Let's jump over to Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the now classic ad we got over in the States where Wario is hypnotizing the audience into obeying him and destroying Mario, and for the most part, other countries use the same thing, just dubbed in their language, except for Canada. I guess they weren't allowed to use that animation because instead, they just have this bald guy waving a watch around. It's pretty much the same ad. He's hypnotizing the audience and everything. They just don't have the animation. And the best part is, he just pulls up a drawing of the Wario from the animation? Like, what? What is going on here? He doesn't even have a mustache! What on earth is this? So it's in French, which makes sense as to why they didn't just use the one from America, sure, but there's already a French dub of this commercial that was used in France. I don't understand why this commercial is like this. Please, if you know why this man is here, let me know. I literally have no idea. At least in Japan, we got something different. Oh, it's stop motion, hell yeah!
6つの金貨というお話がありました。勇敢な若者は悪い奴からその国を救うために6つの金貨をゲームボーイソフトマリオランド2 6つの金貨
Well, now this is really stinking cool. Why didn't we get this here? It looks like they put a lot of work into this one. It's just legitimately pleasant, which honestly fits the theme of the game a lot more than the Obey Wario one, but it's not as good as the one from Canada, so let's move on. Here's one for Donkey Kong Country 2. What do you want me to say to this one? They shoot Donkey Kong's head a bunch out of cannons. Why? Please tell me. Actually, don't. It doesn't even fit within the commercial. We got this really nicely animated portion with Cranky Kong that isn't even in the same style. Why the Donkey Kong head? I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, am I? So as we keep going along in years, we honestly get less and less in terms of interesting commercials. The technology was advancing, and even as early as the N64, we have a lot of commercials that are just gameplay footage. It makes sense. The games were getting to where they could really speak for themselves more and more. It's kind of a waste to shell out a ton of cash for an entire animated musical sequence when just showing the actual product would work just as well, if not better. That and more people understood what a video game was and were already familiar with Nintendo. There wasn't the pressure of trying to introduce something new anymore, or at least not as much as there was before. But that doesn't mean we don't have any left, no ma'am. Here's an absolute classic for Mario Kart Super Circuit. We got these really cool action-packed shots that make the game look a lot more high-octane than what it actually is. Teeth! Let's play a little game. Try and guess which Mario game this commercial's for.
毎日ゴルフにパーティーに近頃はテニスも始めて何か忘れてるようなそうだ冒険だ
You give up? It was Paper Mario. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the angle for this commercial was, but it is a nice novelty to see the 64-era model of Mario actually move around, for similar reasons that I like seeing the old animated Famicom commercials. I like seeing old outdated Marios move around. It's like a chicken with two heads. It's cruel and unnatural, but you can't help but stop and appreciate it. But I know you're probably wanting something weirder, so here's an Australian commercial for the Game Boy Color starring Donkey Kong. Hey, you asked for this, not me. And now I gotta ask the question, what does naked Donkey Kong have to do with selling Game Boy Colors? Hey Mikey, boss wants to know what ideas you got for the Game Boy Color commercial.
Nuclear warfare and exhibitionism.
How about an Ocarina of Time commercial advertising some kind of orange soda, I think? Kids playing Zelda. Link finds a soda. He drank.
He drank.
And that's it. Kinda dumb, but I do have a sudden hankering for orange soda now. Let's watch one for Wario World. Let's not watch one for Wario World. Hey, y'all remember Hot Mario? Those GameCube era commercials starring Mario and Luigi, but they were played by attractive actors, and that was basically the whole premise? Well, here's your yearly reminder that they existed. They got a lot of use out of this shtick, and I will admit, it's a cute concept. There's just not one that really jumps out as particularly memorable, other than the Mario Kart DS one for its interpretation of American people.
Oh no, come on!
Yeah, that's perfect. I didn't even realize that they went all the way into 3DS territory. They got some ads for Mario 3D Land and Mario Kart 7. Now, I don't think it needed to last that long, but hey, kudos to you for outlasting your expiration date, Hot Mario. I'm a little bummed that I'm finding less and less interesting material as we go on. It's just all starting to blend together for me. And that's okay. I'd much rather the games be as good as they possibly can be so that we don't need these elaborate and in-depth and oftentimes really weird commercials. But it's really nice when you get one anyway. I think Nintendo wants to make really interesting publicity like this, but it doesn't really fit with the image that they're going for now. Naked Donkey Kong wouldn't really fly today. Heck, I don't think it even really flew back then. Now, I'm not trying to say the gameplay commercials don't take any work. There's some really exceptional composition that goes into making them. They're just not as interesting to talk about. Anywho, I'm a little commercialed out. Thank you for joining me on this little escapade. Maybe I'll go on another one someday. Maybe look at Nintendo's newer stuff. I would love it if they would make more unique and interesting stuff like back in the day, but I'm honestly okay if they just keep doing what they're doing. It was just nice to go on a weird trip through the past of Nintendo. Anywho, it is late and I need to get some sleep, so good night. What was that? Look, I know I may have overreacted a bit, but you scared me, okay? I know you mean well, but you really need to start thinking about how your actions affect me, alright? Okay. Let's go to bed.